What we're going to do in this video is cover the very basics about how to use the browser and what browsers we recommend using with Lizzy. Now, Lizzy runs in all of the browsers that exist on the market today, and that includes Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer has a few things that it does that are a bit non-standard, so you may run into some smaller issues with Internet Explorer, but for the most part, everything works in all the different browsers. Now, what I want to do is show you just a few things that you need to do to make your life with whatever browser you choose to use as good as it can be. One of the things is pop-up blockers, and I want to show you how to actually turn those off or to actually leave them turned on and add exclusions to most of them. Now, having said that, Safari actually comes with pop-up blockers already turned off, and it actually only blocks pop-up windows for things that you didn't click. So like if you go to a website and it automatically pops up a pop-up window, then those things are blocked. But if you click a button like you do in Lizzy and something pops up, those types of things will not get blocked. So there's not really anything to do over in Safari to work with Lizzy. Now in Firefox, what we're going to do, I'm in Mac, so if you're on a Windows or a Linux box, you're going to have to go to Tools, and I think it's Options, but here I go to Firefox and Preferences. But you'll see a window that looks exactly like this window. The first thing that we want to do here is we want to go to the Content tab, and we're going to leave the block pop-up windows on, but what we want to do is add an exception. So to do that, we're going to go to Exceptions, and then you're just going to type in lizzy.nizex.com and hit the enter key, and it'll add it to the list down here at the bottom. And that will get Firefox set up to where you can work with the different pop-up windows that may come up from time to time inside of Lizzy. For the most part, everything else should work just fine. Now, the other thing I want to show you is in Chrome, where we're going to go to our menu here up at the top right, and we're going to come down and click on Settings. And then from there, what we're looking for is we're going to stay in the Settings section. We're going to come down here to the very bottom, and we're going to tell it to show advanced settings. Now, if you don't see this, Google actually changed the way that their settings menu works. It used to be a gear that shows up here. So if you see a gear instead of these three lines, that's actually what you click on to get to settings. And then once you get it open, they used to have a thing that said under the hood, and that would be where you would find the pop-up blocker. So they've moved all the stuff. They're trying to play Microsoft, I think, in moving things constantly. But what we're looking for in this latest version is we want to come down here to the advanced option, click it, and it'll open up another section. And under privacy, we have something here that says content settings. We're going to click that. That's going to bring up a lot of different options that are available here. And what we're looking for, if we scroll down a little bit, we'll get to plugins. Or I'm sorry, not plugins, pop-ups. And when you get to pop-ups, you'll see it says do not allow any pop-ups, and that's what you want to keep on, but we want to manage our exceptions. So we're just going to click manage exceptions, and then we're going to add again lizzy.nizex.com and tell it to allow, and then it'll add it to the list, and you'll be good to go for Chrome. So both of those things are pretty easy to get set up. Now, one of the things, just a few other little things I want to point out, and I'm just going to go to the locate contact screen to show you this, but the tab key is going to move you through the different fields on the form, and the shift tab key will actually back you up. So tab to go forward, shift tab to go backwards. Another thing that's actually handy from time to time, you can't use this to, for example, to go log into your database and then log into the training database, but you can use this for, as long as you're logged into the same session, for looking at a contact record and maybe looking at a report where I don't want to keep going back and having to rerun the report, but I want to be able to refer back and forth to it. So if you'll notice up here in the top right hand corner of Lizzy, there is a plus sign that shows up over here. And right now you see that we actually have one tab open. The second tab is actually at the moment our education, the Learning Center. So I'm going to click this plus sign here, and you'll notice that Lizzy actually now has opened up two tabs. so that I can actually come to this tab, and let's say I want to go over here to contacts and reports, and we want to run a call log report. So I can run a report here, and then I can keep the information that I had open over here there. And you can open as many of these tabs as you want as long as you're logged into the same database. Now, as far as the tabs go, another thing that you can do is you can actually grab one of the tabs. So let's say I've grabbed the second tab, and I'm going to pull down on it, and notice that it has separated it from the browser. And so now I can actually hold two windows open at the same time. I can resize this, get my report exactly like I want it, and now I can actually have them both open at the same time doing things where I've got them side by side. So those are just a few of the things that you can do. One last thing, if I wanted to open another tab, maybe to do a Google search or go to a website without messing with Lizzy, you can hit the Control T as in tab. So Control T will actually, and on a Mac it's Command T, and it'll actually open a second window or second tab here inside your browser without having to do anything with the mouse. So you just hit Command T on a Mac, Control T on anything else, and it'll open up another tab and put you on it so that we can now go to google.com if we want to. So those are just a few of the basics of how to use a browser with relation to Lizzy.